So remember, when we had a sphere with charge that is distributed on the outside surface, the field inside, if it was uniformly distributed, the field inside was 0 if there was nothing here. But suppose at the center I had a charge Q, and on the surface I had a charge capital Q. Now this guy's lines won't come inside, correct? Still it won't come inside. But that guy's lines have to come outside. So these guys' lines will go out like this. There's no other option. And in addition, there will be some lines that will go out from there. Okay, how many lines? Q by epsilon naught plus small q by epsilon naught shared over 1 by 4 pi r square, or capital small r square if it was small r away, because if I took small r away, then by 1 by 4 pi r square. So if I write this, it will be q plus q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, as if this is a point charge plus a point charge total. This is assuming this is positive, that's positive. Yes.
So, but the lines cannot be like that.
Correct, but these are all, like, think of it this way. At this point, you have almost no charge because it's uniformly distributed. It is capital Q by 4 pi r square. Charge density is what you have. Here you have a point charge. So one line has to pass through, no problem, it will pass through.
How will it pass through the charge?
So this charge will basically send it out like this and like that. So these are all the reasons why we don't use Q by epsilon naught. Okay, it is also the reason why we don't think about lines as the best way to solve. But lines give you an intuitive picture. How much space is available in very small amount of space? How many lines can I put? Lines are supposed to be 0 thickness, right? How many lines can I put? Infinite number of lines. If they want to keep some distance, then they have to keep some distance. But then you have Q lines, Q by epsilon naught lines that are coming out. You have to send them somewhere. So as you send them here, this guy's lines will just move out like that. So think of it that way. Okay. Suppose I had only these charges and nothing inside. Now if this guy sends a line in, it has a choice of sending it out. It is now sending it in. Now this line has to end somewhere. Whereas a line that was born here is born there. It has to go out somewhere. There's a difference. If you are born here, you have to go out. If you come like this, yes, it can go like this, but then this guy will also send out a line like this. How have you reduced density? You have not really reduced density because they are now getting very close by, right? Whereas here the lines are already born there. The only way you can reduce density is if the line has to go out and these lines have to move out a little bit. Okay? Now, I know that this is not mathematically proven. Okay? But the whole point of lines is not to do the mathematics. If you are going to do the mathematics, I'll write down Gauss law, do an integral and find the answer. Okay? The whole idea here is for you to intuitively figure out how the lines behave. It is not for you to tell the lines how to behave. For you to just find out how the lines generally would behave. I'm saying get comfortable with them, because when you don't have time, this will give you a quick intuitive answer. It will give you a feel for how these things will work without actually doing the calculation, and that's very powerful. Okay, so if this was a minus charge, then some of these lines now can actually end on the charge, right? So what do you think is going to happen? Instead of all the lines going that way, some will go in. And end on that charge. Now they can end, so therefore they go in and end. The rest of them will come out. How much will come out? Q minus Q by epsilon naught divided by 4 pi r square. Same thing as saying the total charge is Q minus Q. The same idea. Okay. So when I said there are no lines inside, I didn't mean no lines inside even if there are charges. I didn't say that. I'm saying if it was empty and it is a uniform spherical distribution, then there are no lines inside. I'm not saying that it is a rule no lines can be inside. Because if I had a sphere and I had a plus charge here, of course lines can go inside. There's no problem. It's not like the sphere is telling you that you can't send lines inside. There are spheres which will say that. They are called conductors. We will study them separately next class. Okay, right now a sphere, insulating sphere, doesn't say anything about it. Lines don't come inside if there was nothing inside, because then you don't know what to do with the lines. The lines can come in and go out happily, there is no problem. As long as the lines are happy, the sphere isn't stopping them. So here lines come in because they can end. If it was just plus there and nothing else here, then the lines can't end anywhere. Therefore they'll have to cross and go. But lines can't cross because that's one of their important rules. Okay, and if they go that way, then that means again the density is increasing. But if you put a plus charge and lines are coming out, density is increasing, but there is no other option. Density tries to be as low as possible. Lines try to be as far away as possible. I'm not saying that lines will refuse to be this close. If it is possible to be this far away, they will be. But if there's no option, it has to be this close, it will be that close. What will happen if they are close? Field will increase. Nobody says the field cannot increase. They try to be as far away as possible. They try to maximize the distance between lines. But if I say that line is maximum distance, but those two get too close, then they will push and bring it back here. So they will try to be as far away for all the lines. But if you have more lines than the other guy, you get to have more space. Your lines get to have more space than those lines because you have more lines here. But they try to be as far as possible from each other. Is that clear?